First of all, I want to say a very big thank you for joining us this afternoon, Lauren. It's very nice to have you here. It's nice to have you to come share with us your life lessons on how you've been working on your self development and all, and also teach us how we can also partake in this type of self development journey that you are currently in. But meanwhile, before we begin fully, I would like to ask you to kindly give us a brief bio about yourself.
All right. So, thank you, Mrs. Quinn, for this opportunity to be able to share some few things about myself and things that I've learned and things that I'm still hoping to learn in my own journey. A few background about myself is I was born and raised in Delta State to be precise, and I was born into a polygamous family, and you know how born into a polygamous family looks like. It's not
Yeah.
sexy. It has its own ups and downs, but despite I've still been able to cope with it all. And I'm only 20 years old, and hopefully it's been one of my greatest advantage because being this young is what always gives me the chill to just keep going no matter what. I just put it at the back of my mind that I still have so many years ahead of me, and I could do this thing like two times my age again, and I still have a lot of time. So it's what always gives me that chill to always keep going, and hopefully that's just a brief background story about myself.
Yeah, it's really nice to hear that. Wow. You are really so young, and with what you are currently doing, your age, you're already doing more than your age actually. At your age, I believe most people are just out there still trying to navigate life. Some are even trying to still gain admission, and but you're taking it upon yourself to work on you to develop beyond the circumstances that you found yourself in, and that is really amazing.
Thank
Yes.
you.
So, yeah, you're welcome. So right now I would like you to talk on your personal journey. How far has it been?
All right. You know, my personal development journey didn't just start from personal development itself. It starts from actually trying to navigate life. Just like you said, young people like me, how they are still finding it hard to navigate this thing called life. I started there. That was where I actually started for my try to figure out, okay, what do I actually need? And in the process of trying to figure this out, I messed it up a lot of times. Talking about school, then talking about people at my age going to school. Yeah, at the age of 16, I finished my secondary school, and at the age of 18, I got my first admission and to study mechanical engineering in the polytechnic. And just a year into studying mechanical engineering, I realized, nah, this wasn't for me. School wasn't for me. So I just find a way to drop out, and I started to just chase my dream. And that was when I got into fraud fully, and I was doing fraud like full time. So years passed by, and after living fraudulent life for like 2 years, and it hits me one day that this life isn't going to favor me long term. So I had to okay, let me find a better way to just kind of take this thing in a way where at the end of the day, at the end of it all, when I'm getting old or getting married, I can be able to look back and say, okay, this is the good thing that I've done to improve my society rather than things that I've taken from my society. And I realized then it was just the mindset of take, and I think, and I thought to myself, this take mentality won't do me any good. That was when I realized, okay, I need to give back and find a way I can be able to give to my society, just like it's giving me. And it's not even giving me enough then, but I find out that since it wasn't giving me enough, that means I'm not giving enough, because I realized that the more you give, the more you get. So I said, okay, I need to give
Wow.
more for me to get more. So that was when I said, okay, since this fraudulent life won't make me give more, I need to find a way to actually impact rather than take from people. Yeah, so I had to just quit fraud. It was really a hard decision to just quit fraud and start developing myself personally, because the years as a fraudster really fucked me up. It like really fucked my mindset up, made me think the other way. That take mentality, taking from people, taking advantage of people. That mentality really took time. Even up to now, I'm still trying to like rewire my brain. You understand? Just like a rewiring process. So it's still taking a while. So I'm still in the journey. So it's not perfect yet, but as time goes on, I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm not just blame me being a fraudster. I'm kind of trying to blame myself for actually going to do fraud at the first place. Because when I started fraud, this is the mindset I had then was each of my brothers, I always call them my brothers. We have the mindset that the government is fucked up and they still do this thing. So it's not a new thing. So I realized if I keep this mindset, it's not going to do me any good because it didn't do any of them good. Looking at the people at the top of the kind of work I was doing then was there was one person I was looking up to them, which was Hush Puppy. When Hush Puppy was arrested, I said, no, this thing, I know I was going to get to this point, even after doing it for years, 10 years, 20 years. If I continue like this, I'm not going to go this far. Even then, Hush Puppy was still blaming the government. It's just like a trait. It's just like how will I put it? Pointing finger situation. So it was just pointing to the government that they were doing bad. So it's normal for us to see do bad. So that was the mindset. So when I changed that mindset, and instead of me blaming, let me actually take the blame on myself. I'm accountable for making this decision to take from people rather than give value to the person and the person gives me value in return. And just like a value exchange, we are fair in this. I give you something valuable, you give me something valuable, because that's the essence of business itself.
Absolutely, I definitely understand where you're coming from, and this whole talk on where you are coming from is really inspiring. The fact that you're able to you put yourself in a state that you only get to take and not giving, and then you're able to pull yourself out of that type of situation is something that people should emulate. Not just people of your age, even people that are much older than you that are also into this kind of thing. And it's really inspiring to get to hear that you, even if you put yourself into that state, you were still able to get yourself out of it. You were still able to redirect yourself out of it to get a clearer path, even after getting engulfed in that. I'm really like, this is really inspiring, and it's something worth emulating. Really
Thank
something
you.
worth
Thank you.
emulating. Yes. So again, I would like to know what inspired you to embark on this journey.
So the motivation behind it is just trying to improve my life, trying to bring out something valuable from my life, just try to improve. That was when this whole journey started on. And relating it back to fraud, the whole mentality then was take, take, take. Like it only has to be about me. Just try to improve myself alone and not realizing, okay, this thing is a two-way something. So when I realized this thing was a two-way something, I had to like, okay, this new journey, this personal development journey, it has to start from me first. You understand? I have to be able to develop myself in a way where I can be able to like provide value to people, not just expecting people to give me what's valuable to them without me giving anything valuable to them. So that's where this whole thing started from. So when I realized, okay, this is what I need to do, I changed the mindset, I changed the mentality, and just embark on this journey and just find a way I can be able to provide value for people, because that's what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get value for myself. I'm trying to make something out of my life, because I wasn't born with a silver spoon. So I'm hoping that one day I can be able to find mine, and also maybe one day I can give that to my child with a silver spoon as well.
Oh, I love that. Not being born with a silver spoon doesn't mean you can't give birth to children that will get to have a silver spoon. I love that mentality. I would like to
That's
know
right.
what keeps you motivated. What's your motivation and what keeps you motivated?
All right. What keeps me motivated is the fact that I can't be able to take care of my own needs, it really motivates me a lot to wake up every single day and just try to find a way to take care of my own needs. Because this whole thing is not just like I said, this give and take mentality is not just a one way something, it's a two-way something. So every single day I'm trying to figure out, okay, what can I be able to give to people and for them to give me something in return? What can I be able to take care of for people? Let's say, for instance, you know, let's say a plumber, for example. A plumber, maybe you have a plumber issue in your house and you want to take care of that plumber issue. Maybe because of that issue is actually putting water in your house is having bad odor. Now that's the problem on its own. Now for you to solve that problem, you don't have that plumbing skill. So you call a plumber and the plumber comes. He helps you solve that problem. Now what you will give that plumber in return, you pay the person. Now the plumber goes, and that's value for him because he gets to provide for himself, his family, and all his needs. So that's just one of my biggest motivations, to be able to. The fact that I can't be able to provide for myself doesn't mean I can't be able to provide for people. So it's a motivation. Since I can't provide for myself, since I can't provide value for myself, I need to give people value so that they can give me what I value. So it's just like I said, a two-way something, a give and take.
Yeah. 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 So, what have you learned so far in this journey?
What I've learned so far is trying to give more than I take from people. I've been talking about this give and take, and I really want to really elaborate on this in terms of what I've learned from it, because it's basically what I've come to realize, what I've come to learn, because I've had to deal with so many people trying to develop myself, because now I wanted to give to people more, but there are so many takers out there. There are so many takers more than givers. So what I've learned in my own journey is that even though people are taking, learn to be the person that gives more, because the person that gives more never loses. I'm going to give you this illustration. When I talk about that plumber illustration just now, maybe the plumber comes to you and the plumber did the work for you and went, and within 1 week, that same problem the plumber came to do is bad again. Maybe the plumber just did minor work and you paid him a huge amount of money and the plumber went. The next week again, you call the same plumber, he did the same work, he didn't do it well. Now, this plumber is the first time he didn't give you more than you gave him. He gave you what he just wanted to give you, and you gave him maybe what you wanted to give him as well. Maybe from your own heart, you gave him more than he was worth, but you just gave him out of you being a giver, and he was a taker. Now, the second time he did the same thing, you become the third time you won't want to call that same person, because now you come to the second time same result. So the third time you call another person, and that person will lose your goodwill. And that goodwill is something I realized that in my own journey, that's one thing I've learned. So that give and take, it actually builds goodwill with people. And goodwill with people is something you don't see on the road to pick, because goodwill is the kind of relationship you have with your friends, the kind of relationship you have in your family, because your family can be able to recommend you to anybody because they've known you for a while, they trust you. Maybe you are the kind of person in the family that you are always you always care for everybody in the family, you always make sure everybody is right. If anything bad happens, they remove your name from it because they know you are not capable of this thing. If you are on the flip side and you are the worst person in the family, whenever bad thing happens, you put it in your head. Now, you being a taker, if the person you're taking from, or that situation you're taking from, or that position you are in, and you are just being taken from it, you are not giving more than they're giving you. If they want to let go of anybody, maybe in that gathering, maybe in that group, or maybe in that relationship you have with the person will kind of sit back and think, since you're here, what have you actually brought to the table? And you just sit down. Maybe you count a few things, and you realize that the thing you count is not even up to the few things that got thinking I did more for it, and people are not stupid. You understand? Like stupid. Within 1 week, this thing spoil. Within another 1 week, the thing spoil. What you're doing, you're just doing it out of wickedness to take more from you. So the person won't like it, and the person just lost you as a customer. When we call it customer, the person lost you as a customer, and that is not like a good way. So when you lose that good will, even in real life and with this journey on its own, it kind of bites you in the back, because I'm talking from my own experience. So that's one thing I'm still trying to learn and trying to prioritize, because we're talking about this prioritizing. The first time you reached out to me, I didn't want to do this based on the fact that I wasn't going to get any good thing from it. But I realized that I've not even given anything before, so why am I asking anything from me? So this thing is not perfect for me. I'm still trying to learn as time goes on. So that's one thing, still trying to improve it, because they say knowledge is not, it doesn't come 100%. You learn one thing, it's to kind of master the whole give and take thing. That's basically what I've learned in this my journey so far.
Okay, that's amazing. The whole theory of give and take is really inspiring to me. There's even a part in the Bible where they wrote, um, it's from what you have, or what you have in your hand. That's what God multiplies. Is what you have in your hand. That's what God blesses. If you don't give, there's no way you can take. And even when it comes to energy thing, when there are some people that love talking about the universe, how the universe work, how energy work, how attraction work. The more you give, the more you receive. If you are not a giver, there's no way you will receive. Even in your business, the amount of energy that you give into that business will determine the type of results that you get out of that business. Even in relationship, if you don't put in your time, a whole lot of your time, a whole lot of your effort, you will only get less out of that relationship. You won't get anything tangible or meaningful out of it. So in life, the more you give, the more you take, just as you said. And it's really amazing that you also have that type of mentality. So now we're
Yeah.
going to move on to uh yes. What tips can you share to people watching this? There are some people that have been trying to embark on this journey, or that would want to embark on this journey, but they don't know what to do. So I would like to hear from you what tips you would like to share with them.
All right. Now, my tip for anybody trying to start this journey is just start. You will figure it out later. The first time you reached out to me and I replied to your DM, I just had it in mind that I've not done this thing before, so I wanted to just try it out. But me trying it out, I wanted to get something from it, and I was still trying to develop my give and take mentality. So I first response, which I have not tried to master on its own. So it's a journey, it's a process. Relating it to just starting is just like my own journey, and advising anyone that wants to begin my own journey, you should just start, just like we started this meeting. For sure, there are going to be hindrances, there are going to be situations where you would want to just stop the whole thing and just go back to the other life you were living before, but just keep going. The moment you just realize that you just need to start, maybe you fail again, you start again, you fail, you start again. The moment you start putting that back of your mind that whatever failure you fail, learn from it, start again. Because there are so many things to start, so many. So you just have to put it at the back of your mind that you need to have a why, maybe a reason for you starting. Because the reason we started this was for us to be able to, for me to be able to pass on knowledge to whoever wants to get into my own journey, similar journey as well. So in the process of trying to do that, the meeting cut off because of maybe network, because of my phone being too hot, but we still kept going just for me to be able to conclude it. That's just the process. So the process is not going to be perfect. It's not going to be like a you hit the rock bottom and start again. Just start and you figure it out as time goes on. Because there's this quote I heard from Alex Omoze. It says a Chinese proverb. Say hard before it becomes easy. Because come to think of it, even though that this meeting is on YouTube, and maybe if we had done it on a laptop, it would have been a bit more faster. My phone would have gone off. It's just like it's a process, like maybe it's a goal, it's a height, is where it becomes easy. But using it on phone is a little bit hard, and this is just like a starting process. So it's going to be hard at first. But as time goes on, it will be easier. And the moment you just start and realize that this hard part is where most people give up, just try to navigate your way around the hard, learn things around this hard period, and just forge ahead until it becomes easy.
You heard it from the horse's mouth. Just start. No matter what you want to embark on, no matter what journey you want to embark on, the first major step is to just start. As far as you start, that's already a major step. I know there might be ups and downs, there might be hiccups on the way, will be times that you will fail. As far as you keep on moving, even if you fail, everything is definitely going to turn out well. So just start and keep moving, regardless of how much and things life throws at you, regardless of how much things that you get to meet on the way. Just keep going, even when you feel. Stand up and keep going. Thank you so much, Lawrence. So we've come to the conclusion of the show. But meanwhile, before we go, I would like you to share with us, if you have any final words, I would like you to share it with us.
All right. The final words it's just like it's a phrase. Don't take advice from, let's say, don't take money advice from a poor man. It's obvious, like it's kind of coming from me. I will call myself a poor man, but don't take money advice from me, and don't take relationship advice from me. Don't take anything you see I'm not doing. Don't take the advice from me. Only take advice from things you see me doing. And that's something I always kind of remind myself of. So when I see somebody who is not married giving out relationship advice, I don't take it, because I might take some, because we learn every day. So there's always something to learn from it. But there's always something I put at the back of my mind. This advice that I took, if I use it and it doesn't work out, I kind of trace back where I got this advice from. And most times it's hard to trace advice. So that's one reason I always try to remind myself to not take advice from money advice from poor people. So I tend to take less advice from people that are not married, or relationship advice from people that are not married, or take, let's say, how to manage my money from a lavish spender. It doesn't make sense. So the kind of people you take advice from, because from me, all this, everything you've heard, maybe the few things that I've said, if you know it doesn't tally with you, or you don't like my own lifestyle, don't take it. Just go with what you think the person has what you want. So since the person has what to also work for you. So my final word again is, don't take money advice from a poor man. Take money advice from a rich man.
All right. Thank you so much for this time. I really appreciate it. I've really got to learn a lot, and I'm sure everybody that is going to watch this video further on are also going to learn so much from you. Thank you so much. It was nice having you here today. All right. See you. Bye.